Revelation 4112. From the 25th of August 1947. God as a teacher. The gracious act of spiritual instruction cannot be denied if a person gains an insight into spiritual knowledge of great extent and seriously reflects on it. He must then acknowledge a power as the origin if he cannot explain it naturally. The spiritually awakened person can certainly give an explanation, for he knows that the recipient's way of life makes teachings possible. He knows that God teaches every person who acknowledges him as teacher and enters his school. Nevertheless, it remains a grace of utmost significance, which not every person can exhibit, if the kind of instruction proceeds in such a way that it makes the recipient happy in the form of notes, thus that it is also extremely significant for fellow human beings. Then it can certainly be realized that God is concerned about people's spiritual state, that he not only wants to instruct the individual but also gives his environment the opportunity to draw from the source of eternal truth, for spiritual instructions are irrefutably purest truth, which is why anyone who wants to stand in truth must have the Spirit of God as a teacher. If the will for truth is present, God's Spirit is always ready to work in and on people and guides them into truth, albeit in different ways. But it is always a gift of grace which the human being receives, and this gift of grace must be desired and gratefully received. This is a prerequisite for the human being to be guided into right thinking and also to gain the inner conviction to think right, if he is not yet informed of the working of the Spirit. The knowledge of this is already an increased degree of maturity of soul, a proof only for this person himself but not for his fellow human beings to whom the knowledge could not yet be imparted. For as long as they do not strive for the truth themselves, their powers of realization are also merely weak. And consequently, they first have to be stimulated to seek the truth and call upon the giver of truth to impart it to them, to take them to school himself and instruct them. And God will not let himself be asked in vain. Amen.